High IQ won't save your marriage, it won't get you promoted, and it definitely won't make you a better parent. Because the real predictor of success in life, not just school, is emotional intelligence, and most people don't even know they're lacking it. In this video, I will review a 6-step process based on Daniel Goleman's groundbreaking work that will help you improve your emotional intelligence starting today. These steps helped me respond better under pressure, connect deeper with others, and rebuild relationships I thought I had ruined, and they can do the same for you. Welcome, my name is Emeka, a psychologist and a banker with over 20 years of experience. On this channel, I share everyday tools, proven mindsets, and life-changing insights to help you unlock your potential and live your best life intentionally and confidently. Let's get started. Step 1 is to master self-awareness. What you don't understand will always overpower you. Most people are emotionally reactive without even realizing it, shouting, exploding, withdrawing, and overthinking, and never stopping to ask why. But when you become emotionally self-aware, you take back control. You learn to notice, name, understand your feelings in real time. What is the best word to describe how you feel now? You. How do you describe exactly how you feel now? Can you figure it out? Happy, ecstatic, indifferent, or joy? You have 27 distinct emotions according to a 2017 report, and these emotions has the capacity to direct your actions and life. Emotional intelligence begins with understanding and naming these emotions, because if you can name it, you can tame it. As simply as hunger, it can make you irritable and appear to be harsh and unfriendly. What exactly am I feeling right now, and where is it coming from? Just honesty. Awareness of your own will improve your understanding of others. So I'd like you to do this today. Track your emotions for the next 24 hours. Take note of the moment you feel strong emotions and understand why it was that way. Something happened at work. Someone spoke to you in a way you didn't like. What was the pain about? Take mental note about all this. Most times it's not about the event, it's about our interpretations of them, about the labels we give them. This isn't diary work. It is forensic psychology. And step 2 is to learn to regulate, not react. Impulse control separates the reactive from the responsive. Once you know how you feel, you have to choose what to do with it. Self-regulation is your capacity to feel deeply without acting destructively. It is the inner strength to stay grounded even when life provokes you. If every emotion, whether it is anger, frustration, or overwhelming joy, has access to your soul, you are not in control. Self-regulation empowers you to pause before reacting, so you can create space between feeling and acting. It empowers you to manage disruptive impulse, so you don't let momentary feelings derail your long-term goals. It helps you stay calm under pressure by maintaining composure even when things are chaotic. And so I'd like you to try this also. Practice the 6-second rule. When emotions surge, your brain has roughly 6 seconds to decide how to respond before the initial emotional wave crest. This is because the chemical that triggers strong emotions, like the neurohormones, only lasts for about that duration. Emotions are powerful, but their intensity is temporary. During this short period, we have the chance to influence how we react to our emotions. I'd like you to try this out and tell me how it feels, or what are your results in the comment section. Step 3 is to build motivation that doesn't depend on likes or praise. External reward fades, internal drive lasts. Motivation in emotional intelligence is more than just ambition. It is your intrinsic drive to achieve, your optimism in the face of setback, and your commitment to your goals. It is the engine that keeps you going even when the path is rough. Most people rely on external validation or immediate gratification for motivation, but sustained effort and resilience comes from a deeper place. Emotionally intelligent motivation means you are driven by personal fulfillment, not just money or status. It means you are optimistic and resilient when facing obstacles, and it means you are committed to long-term goals even when they require sacrifice. Your emotions will be stable when your life has a meaning and a purpose beyond survival. And step 4 is to practice empathy, not just assumption. Walk a mile in someone else's shoe. Empathy is your capacity to understand and share feelings of another. Cultivating empathy means you can read non-verbal cues to understand what people are feeling or saying, even when they don't say it. It means you listen actively to truly hear and process what others are communicating. It means you can relate to diverse perspectives, understanding why someone might feel or act in different ways than you. So I'd like you to also try this today. In your next conversation, listen only to understand. Forget your reply. Watch their body language. Hear the emotion behind their words. This is magical. Step 5 is to upgrade your social skill. You can't succeed alone, and you don't have to. Your ability to collaborate, influence, lead, and resolve conflict all comes down to how emotionally intelligent you are in groups. This is where emotional intelligence gets practical, because knowing yourself is powerful, but knowing how to work with others takes it into a different dimension. Strong social skill means you can communicate clearly and persuasively by expressing your thoughts and feelings effectively. It means you can build and maintain relationships. It means you can manage conflict constructively by resolving disagreements without damaging relationships. It means you can lead and inspire by motivating others towards common goal. Again, I'd like you to try this today. I'd like you to speak with clarity without confusion. If you can't be understood, simplify your message. Listen with curiosity and not control. Listening is a skill. It takes patience. Learn it. Give feedbacks that uplift, not the ones that humiliate. Feedbacks are for corrections. You don't need to be extroverted. You just need to be emotionally present. Step 6 is to practice relentless repair. Relationships thrive on repair, not perfection. Conflict is unavoidable, but ignoring them is an emotional debt with compounding interest. This is the part that most people skip, yet it is the most healing. When issues happen, emotions rise with it. Don't avoid, don't ghost, don't deflect. Repair means naming your part in it and taking responsibility for change. Emotional intelligence is not perfect emotion, but always building towards the ones that support flourishing and a happy life. You don't need to change your whole life, but if you want to become more grounded, resilient, and magnetic, emotional intelligence is your foundation. So don't just nod along. Pick one step today and practice deeply. Follow, subscribe, and stick around. We are not chasing perfection here. We are building real lasting change quietly every day. Take care, keep growing from the inside out, and I'll see you in the next video.